Hi guys, welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about how social media and technology can impact people in the digital age. In the first part of the documentary I'm going to be talking about how that has affected bigger people in media. In the second part of the documentary I'm going to be interviewing two people to find out what their experiences with social media and technology are. The first big person in the media that I'm going to talk about is Shane Dawson. Shane has been an influencer on social media such as YouTube, Tumblr, MySpace, Instagram, Twitter for quite a long time, coming around 10 years now. Shane started in the early 2010s on MySpace. He would make funny videos. I loved it, it was comedy. But I would say that his career really took off in YouTube around 2016. Shane has made like a lot of series with people exposing them or just getting to know like the truth behind other people's social media characters. One of the most successful series I've done with another YouTuber would be Jeffree Star.
Hello, God? Yeah, everything's fine. I'm controlling the earth and everyone loves me. Bye.
Jeffree Star is a beauty influencer. She's been around for a long time. Started off with a music career. She also started off on MySpace, just similar as Shane, but they were always parallel to each other, never talked until they got on YouTube, and Shane decided to make this series with Jeffree. Just, trying to get to know Jeffree a bit better. This series, when it first came out in two parts. The first part came out, I believe it was 2018, yeah. It started a lot of controversy because Jeffree's had quite a controversial past. One of his friends done blackface that brought Jeffree in. People thought that Jeffree was racist. Just a lot of controversial things that have went on in Jeffree's life. Jeffree done music for a while. His first album, Beauty Killer, it was produced by music producer Akon. The album took off and Akon thought Jeffree was going to be great.
Jeffree Star, he's definitely a male superstar.
Well, a lot of people always wonder, they'd be like, well, after doing something like Gaga, like, can he do it again? Well, I did it again. Listen, if you never heard of Jeffree Star, Google him. She know. Jeffree Star is next. I'm telling you, this kid is gonna do it.
But right after Warped Tour into 2009 or 10,
For 2009, this time with Jeffree Star.
Akon, his career started going down, which slightly dragged down Jeffree as well.
A young fan threw an object on stage and Akon's temper took it from there.
The judge ordered him to appear today.
And sexually explicit, even derogatory lyrics seem to be a part of Akon's act.
So she's always been in the spotlight. So it was quite a big deal that Shane made a series with her on YouTube. The series was great. You really gotta know what had happened to Jeffree from Jeffree's point of view. It really shone like a new light on the topic, which is always good to do because you always need a different perspective on things. But again, brought Shane into the world of beauty, which can be very toxic. There's always scandals going on in the beauty community of YouTube. Just really wasn't a nice place. When they were doing the second part of the series, which I believe came out in 2019, while that was getting produced, Shane got cancelled. Now, cancelled is when a YouTuber or a social media influencer does something wrong, their fans decide to cancel them. This just includes like unsubscribing and following them, not buying the merch, just not supporting them anymore. That's basically what it is. Shane got cancelled for some false allegations against him. This was really quite a big thing at the time. It was trending on Twitter for ages, about 3 days, which in terms of something trending on Twitter for that long, it's quite a big deal. But Shane wasn't just worried about himself this time. He's been cancelled before, you make an apology, and you move on. But at the minute, like, cancel culture, it's gone that bad. You kind of just bounce back after an apology now. People are going to keep on bringing it up because they don't want someone who's a terrible person to be constantly in the spotlight. This worried Shane this time when he got cancelled about the false allegations, because him and Jeffree Star were collaborating on a eyeshadow palette, which was going to bring them lots of money. They were making merch, makeup. It was going to bring them both a lot of money. So they were worried if Shane gets cancelled, no one's going to buy the palette, no one's going to buy the merch. They're going to just waste a lot of money. But thankfully, Shane was able to bounce back from that cancellation. I would say it went on for, the heat of it lasted about 2 weeks, and Shane came back, he apologised, he said the allegations weren't true, and people moved on. The series came out, it was great, the palette sold out within minutes, the merch was sold out, it crashed the website, people couldn't get online, it was quite a big deal. But then Shane got cancelled again. So we're going to jump forward into about May 2020. Shane got cancelled. A lot of things came up from his past of the MySpace days in the early 2000s, probably around 2012. Shane was on MySpace a lot. He used to make a lot of like skit videos where he would dress up as different characters and imitate them. So a lot of videos came out from there that he previously deleted, but people had found videos of him doing like blackface, blackfishing, saying slurs against like different people in different communities, just not very nice. Obviously the pandemic going on at that point, we're all at home, social media was like a big point in our lives at that moment, so it really brought Shane down. Like, his career, he lost subscribers on YouTube, his Twitter followers, his Instagram followers, which are probably the main forms of social media, they all just decreased like straight away. And this also affected Jeffree, because Jeffree was saying to be friends with Shane, brought him down again. Not Jeffree as much, but Jeffree probably lost about a couple of 100 subscribers from YouTube, which is crazy. It goes to show how cancel culture can really affect someone. Like, Shane's back on YouTube now after over a year. He spoke in his like new videos about how being cancelled affects his mental health. It just shows like it doesn't matter who you are, but it can affect you. It's really weird to think about. So anyway guys, now we're going to be bringing out the 2 interviewees, and we're going to be interviewing them to find out what their experience is with social media, technology, how it affects them in their day-to-day life. What's your name?
I'm Richard, I'm 18 and I study media studies at Sunderland College.
Richard, do you use technology in your day-to-day life?
Yeah, I do. I use my phone, I use my laptop and computers for my college work. I also use my PlayStation, Xbox and TV.
Richard, what about any social media?
I only really use Instagram, and that's only for messaging people. I'm not really massively on social media.
Very interesting. Richard, would you say that you've had a positive or a negative experience with social media?
Mainly more positive, because I really only use it for messaging. But the times I do sometimes use it for not messaging, it has been relatively positive.
Good. Can you tell us why you've had a positive experience on social media?
Well, it's been massively helpful for keeping in contact with people, messaging and making calls with people. It's also allowed me to make meet a lot more people and make some new friends.
Oh, good. Richard, how many hours a week would you say that you spend on technology?
Probably the higher end of average, probably about 45 plus hours. Because that's for like personal, like PlayStation, social media and stuff. as well as obviously using technology for my college work.
Richard, do you think that this is a healthy amount of time to be using this amount of technology?
I mean, it's definitely on the higher end of average. It's alright if you sort of keep it in check and take breaks every once in a while, but it's always healthy to have like a lower sort of hours on technology.
Yeah. So guys, that was our first interviewee. That was Richard. As you can see, he had like quite a positive experience with social media and technology. So now we're going to bring in our next guest, Tegan, and we're going to see what her experience with social media and technology is.
My name is Tegan Wilson and I'm 16 years old. I study media studies at Sunderland College.
Hi Tegan, it's really nice to have you here interviewing you today. So the first question is, do you use any form of technology?
Yes.
What technology do you use?
I obviously have my phone. I use my laptop, you know, for college work.
Oh yeah. So Tegan, the next question is, do you use any forms of social media?
Well, not anymore. I mean, I used to use the likes of Instagram and Snapchat, but I did eventually delete them just like due to like bullying online, and I just think that the social media world's very toxic.
Yeah. So Tegan, how many hours a week would you say that you use technology?
I would say around 25 to 30 hours, but that's usually, you know, with college work and or watching TV. I don't really go on my phone very much.
Yeah. So Tegan, have you had a positive or a negative experience with social media?
I definitely had a negative experience with social media, like due to being bullied online at a very young age, and I was just exposed to a lot of negativity on there, and it just wasn't very good for us at all.
Yeah. Tegan, do you think that the amount of time that you use technology is a healthy amount of time?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know I use it a lot less than most people would, and I do spend a lot of my time outdoors or doing other activities instead of spending my time online.
Tegan, how different do you think our life would be without social media and technology?
Honestly, it wouldn't be very different, and it wouldn't have an impact on my life at all really, because, you know, I mean, except from college, because, you know, I tend to use technology whilst I study media.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I wouldn't really, because I'm not one of those people who's chronically online.
So, as you've just saw, Tegan has mentioned the word chronically online. I'm going to use Urban Dictionary definition to find out what chronically online means. Urban Dictionary says someone who is basically always on the internet and their entire existence revolves around being on the internet. People who are chronically online typically have no real friends in real life and stay online starting useless debates that literally achieve nothing outside of a screen. Well Tegan, that's all we've got time for today. I just want to thank you for coming along and telling us about your experiences with social media and technology.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So guys, that was our last guest. That was Tegan. Now, she had quite a different experience with social media and technology compared to our first guest, Richard. So that is actually the end of the documentary now, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye.